Hello there everyone, I'm Cecil Laird and this is your Horror Show News. Leading off with horror movie news, the director of District 9, Elysium, and the upcoming movie Chappie, Neil Blomkamp, has in the past expressed interest in adding his own flair to the Alien franchise by helming some sort of reboot or resurgence of the movies. And actually just last week, he in fact did confirm that the studio had approached him to make his own version within the series. Now, it has nothing to do with the Ridley Scott Prometheus timeline that's going on, as Prometheus 2 is still in development and in the works, as far as anybody knows. However, Mr. Blomkamp's version of the Alien movie, he in fact said a few days ago that he wants to make it the genetic sibling to James Cameron's original Aliens, which, as everyone knows, has the colonial marines and all the big badass action scenes. And personally, it's my favorite of the series, so to see that Mr. Blomkamp's going to try and do something more along those lines, as opposed to the original Alien or any of the Prometheus timeline that they're going on right now, I'm quite excited to see what can happen with this new version of the Alien timeline. Will it have to do with Sigourney Weaver's Ripley? Who knows, but I'll be excited to see one way or the other. Even if it doesn't, I have faith in the director because his movies so far have been pretty reliably awesome. Next up, in my co-host Marsha's favorite category, Killer Doll News. Writer, director, and original creator of the Child's Play series, Don Mancini, answered a fan on Twitter recently stating that he is in fact in the process of writing the 7th in the iconic horror franchise. However, Mr. Mancini himself said a couple of months back that he had originally had an idea for Chucky to be stuck on a train where the only person that's aware of his horrible antics is an older woman that has dementia. So none of the other passengers would believe her when she tried to tell him there's a killer doll on the loose. Personally, I think that approach would still be viable and still really cool to see, but nonetheless, since he put it out there, I doubt he'll do it. I'm still completely faithful that Mr. Mancini can come up with an awesome storyline for us to see for the killer doll, because in my opinion, outside of Seed of Chucky, he hasn't let me down. So here's to you, Mr. Mancini. Don't let it take too long. Get that movie to us. And finally, in the subgenre of horror movies that just won't die, yet another zombie movie is slotted to hit theaters this May. This one's called Maggie, and it stars none other than the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He plays a father whose daughter, the titular character played by the awesomely talented Abigail Breslin, gets infected with the zombie virus. He then has to take his daughter back to her family, where her condition worsens and relationships are tested as they never have been before within the family. Now, with a description like that, you might worry that it's going to end up being more drama than action, but let's be honest, if they've got Arnold Schwarzenegger playing the lead, chances are he's going to use his fists and his big-ass arms as the zombie sledgehammers and tear his way through crowds of them. At least that's what I'm hoping. Now, while I personally believe the zombie subgenre could stand to rest in peace for a little while, I'm certainly excited to see one of our most iconic action heroes rip his way through a very familiar threat at this point. So don't give up hope. I haven't, even though there's tons of zombie movies out there. Maybe Mr. Schwarzenegger can squeeze a little bit more life out of the genre for me. So keep your eyes peeled. Moving on to horror video game news, the first official story expansion for The Evil Within hits on March 10th. It, along with the next piece of DLC, will replace our lead character Sebastian with his partner Julie, now placing her in all of those oh-so-fun-to-escape situations. Now, I played The Evil Within from start to finish, back to front, as soon as it came out pretty much, and I loved the game. I've always been a huge survival horror fan, especially the Resident Evil series, and being that it was created by the same guy that created that original series, I was definitely excited to get my hands on it. I played through it, I finished it up, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Now, to know that there's more of it coming to me, personally, I'm super excited. I'm sure you guys will be too if you played the game. If you haven't played it, do yourselves a favor. If you like action, you like shooting, and you like being scared out of your mind, then play that game. It's worth it. Also in horror video game news, the uber bloody but uber awesome looking Mortal Kombat X hits shelves on April 14th. And Ed Boon and his team over at NetherRealm Studios have been slowly but surely letting us know that the game is in tremendous hands as usual. They've been showing us some fatalities, some stage fatalities, and they actually just confirmed a few days ago that they are bringing back the awesome and fan favorite brutalities. Now they say there's going to be over 100 different brutalities in the game, so 3 cheers for NetherRealm, you guys. I'm excited to see this. I mean, check out some of this footage. It already looks badass. All I can say is that if anyone gets in my way at the midnight launch that you know they're going to have, then someone is going to put up a new YouTube video the next day showing someone's spine getting ripped out. Yeah, that's right. Why Sub-Zero's fatality? Because my Kung Lao knife-edged hat is not the street legal. Finally, our last news story of the week falls firmly in the land of horror TV. Now, lover or hater, pop culture icon Lady Gaga announced this week that she is going to officially be the lead in next fall's Season 5 of American Horror Story. Not only that, but she also announced the title of the season, which is American Horror Story Hotel. What does that mean? Your guess is as good as ours. It's not a motel, it's a hotel. Is it haunted? Is it riddled with murderers? Is it any combination of the above? Your guess is as good as ours. I'm definitely going to stay tuned. I've seen all 4 seasons so far. My personal favorite being Freak Show, although I can't imagine why. Anyway, I'm going to watch it. I'm sure most of you are going to watch it. Whether it's Lady Gaga or not, you know, I'm still going to at least give it a try. I advise you guys to do the same. So that's going to do it for our first episode of the Horror Show News. If you guys liked it, then comment below. If you have anything that you want to suggest to change in the future or add or subtract, make it longer, shorter, whatever, suggest it down below. We'll take all of the feedback into consideration. But for now, thanks for watching the Horror Show News. I've been Cecil Laird, but remember guys, stay scared. Chances are he's going to use his fists and his big-ass arms as the zombie sledgehammers and tear his way through crowds of them. At least that's what I'm hoping. So don't...